what I want to know is, how am I meant to make it up the top of the hill here when I can't feel my hands? Pins and needles. I've never been a good rider, but haven't ridden for a while on these hills, probably a couple of years. Bloody hell. Yeah, well out of tune, can't feel a thing. And once you can't feel your hands, not so good really. Anyway, up the top of the hill in Lockwood South. Beautiful day. Yeah, you got this bike years ago. It was really not into dirt bikes or anything really. And see, it's even still got the mirrors and all that on it. It was mainly because I got Mitch a bike, because you know, kids and fun, they love doing that stuff. So I got him a bike, TTR 110. I thought, hang on a minute, I need to be able to keep an eye on him and, you know, get down to wherever he's at if something doesn't go to plan. So of course I needed to get a bike as well. First time I've been out in this area, Lockwood South, just a little bit out from the kangaroo flat side of Bendigo. A couple of different ways up and down this hill by the looks of it. So once I get my recovery back in my arms, we'll go for a look, see what else we can see. But just thought I'd do a quick video for you, just showing you the weather. And there's the plane. Where are they off to? Been riding a mate's full suspension, you know, $10,000 e-bike. And I'll tell you what, I reckon that's easier to ride around on the tracks than the dirt bike. It's just big and heavy, and once you've got that direction, it's harder to change it. I just don't feel as confident on the dirt bike. I feel like I'm going to stack it, but you know, you got to stay confident. It's where you look's where you go. There's a lesson for you. Don't hit the front brake or you're going straight, and where you look's where you go. Let me see if I can try and remember that. Get back on the bike now. And it's turned from a touring video into a maintenance video. A bit of 4x4 diesel and 4x4 adventures together. Genuine bikes, quality brands just like Toyota, genuine parts, chain lube all the time, oil changes all the time, bash plate off, 3 8mm bolts, and pretty obvious to find your 12mm drain plug down underneath. Back with the old, in with the new. Again, the genuine Yamalube 1040, do it all the time. This is what I use instead of a funnel. I've got it marked up for the 2 different bikes. Oh yeah, I'm a little bit over full. Well, remember, everything that's in the plastic doesn't come out. I'll probably sit that up in top of this oil bottle and drain the rest of it out properly at the end. And I'm sure an extra 10 or 20 mil isn't going to kill the engine. Let's get it in there. All done and back together. And once you put your oil in there, that's how you check your oil level, if that's what you want it to do. You have to lean the bike if you want to get it round. So that'll be showing. See, it's got the low mark there. If you lean it that way and you bring it back to level and it comes to the top of the glass, it's pretty much where your dirt bike wants to be. Obviously your filler's there. Who noticed coolant in the bash plate? Water cooled. Obviously you've got a radiator cooling system, radiator cap, thermo fans, comes down here, and with the bash plate off, I noticed there was a bit of coolant staining in there. Did anyone else notice before I told you that? Who's still watching? Anyway, a bit of corrosion on this bolt here, and then more corrosion on that bolt down there. And then I look down here and I go, well, there's like a little telltale sign right in the middle of the picture there, when I believe there must be the water pump or something in there. I don't know a lot about bikes, but I'll find out more. If anybody knows more than me, just let me know what's going on. Is that just a matter of undo a few bolts, swap out some water pump or a seal or something going on in there? I assume it's pretty straightforward. I'll certainly give it a go, but if anyone's got any info that's good, let me know. Bada bing, bada boom. I reckon that's about it for this one. Beautiful. The next checks are pretty straightforward. Same place as where your air filter's at, so it's pretty easy. You turn 3 turn screw things and pull 3 little knobby things up, and this trim comes off. Air filter cover box, whatever you want to call it. Your radiator cap, if it's cold, release it slowly. Because the other thing, it's worth checking. Obviously we've got a leak, but how bad is it? Because when this expands to its highest temperature, it's an overflow system, and the tube goes down into that bash plate as well. And it's not a recovery system. It doesn't return. Whatever goes out stays out. So it is important to check this. Should be before every ride. And you can see it is down a little bit there. It's got coolant in there, but it is down a bit. So it's time to buy some Yamaha genuine coolant again and find out about this water pump, what's standing behind there, and get it sorted just like our Toyotas. Bada bing, bada boom. If you're gonna keep touring, you gotta look after it. Subscribe, turn the bell on, and we'll catch you on the next one. Or is that really it? Everybody wanted to see, they said, oh, that's a bit dirty. It's actually pretty clean, to be honest. But what matters is how clean is it on the other side. And you can see, beautiful, it's been doing its job. You can see the dust around the edges. So you need to give all that a clean. Make sure it doesn't end up on the clean side of things. Otherwise, what would be the point of having a really good working air filter? So I might give this a wash out. The foam just comes off the plastic and re-oil it. I've got the Yamaha oil there, of course. Yeah, I couldn't put it back in without cleaning it. Gave it a good clean. It was spotless yellow. Put the oil into it. Yamaha oil. I'll just pour it on and give it a bit of a squeeze around, carefully not damaging the filter. Just spread it evenly. You don't want to over oil it. Could make the engine a bit hard to suck air, hard to start, this sort of thing. So if that happens, you put too much oil, I think. It all goes on. Boom. It's pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to waste any more time on it. Thanks for watching. We'll have to investigate this leak a bit further. If you know anything about it, let me know, but I think I'm onto it. I reckon there's a seal in there. I'm not sure how much stuff we've got to pull off. I think we've got to pull off that cover. We might have to pull off the crankcase cover as well. Could be a bit of work involved. I'm not sure. Give me a time estimate. Anybody know? I don't necessarily have to change the impeller, but whatever seal's leaking in there, for it to come out that little, there's a little telltale hole down under there. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch you on the next one. See ya.